Ever feel like fear has a chokehold on you? Like your world has shrunk down to just the safe zones? That was Maya's entire life. She was the queen of what if, the master of avoidance. Every day was a carefully constructed fortress against anxiety. Her sister, Chloe, was the exact opposite. She chased thunderstorms, swam in open water, and lived life like a grand, beautiful adventure. And then, just like that, Chloe was gone. In the deafening silence of her grief, Maya found a letter. Tucked inside was a list written in Chloe's familiar, wild handwriting. The title, 20 Fears to Conquer? But this wasn't Chloe's list. It was Maya's. Chloe had seen all the fears her sister held so tightly. And this was her final gift, her last dare. The first item was almost laughably simple. Sing karaoke in a crowded bar. For Maya, it was like being asked to climb Everest. We see her, hands shaking, voice barely a whisper. A stark contrast to the booming bass of the bar. But as the first few off-key notes escape, something shifts. A stranger cheers her on. A small smile breaks through. It's not a performance for the Grammys, but it's a victory. One fear down. From there, the list pulls her into the deep end. Literally, learn to swim. We watch her flailing, sputtering, her panic palpable as she stares at the water. It's a messy, frustrating process. There are moments she wants to quit, to retreat back to her fortress of safety. But then she remembers Chloe's laughter, her belief that Maya was stronger than she knew. So, she gets back in the pool. Again and again. The list becomes a weekly ritual of terror and triumph. We see her on a stage, fumbling through a stand-up comedy routine, her jokes landing with a thud before one finally gets a laugh. We see her covered in flour, a burnt cake in the oven, trying to bake something elaborate. We see her falling off a skateboard, scraping her knees, and then, with a determined grit she never knew she had, getting back on. Each checked box isn't just an item crossed off. It's a layer of anxiety shed. Her world, once so small, begins to expand. She starts conversations with strangers, tries new foods, and discovers a version of herself she never thought possible. The sorrow is still there, a constant companion, but now it's interwoven with a budding sense of pride and self-belief. She's not just doing this for Chloe anymore. She's doing it for herself. The climax of her journey arrives at a high-deep platform. The world below is a dizzying blur. The silence is absolute. This is the culmination of every small act of bravery. We see the terror in her eyes, the very real temptation to turn back. But then, a memory of Chloe, a flash of her own recent victories, and she takes the lead. The splash is more than just hitting the water. It's a baptism, washing away the old, fearful Maya. The look on her face as she surfaces is one of pure, explosive joy and liberation. Finally, she reaches the last item on the list. Number 20. It's not a fear to conquer, but an invitation. It simply says, start your own list. We see her pick up a pen. Her hand is steady. Her own handwriting, once timid, is now confident and strong as she begins to write. The first item. Go on a solo trip. The journey isn't over. It's just beginning, and this time, she's the one drawing the map. Maya learns that courage was never about not being afraid. It was about feeling the fear, taking a deep breath, doing it anyway. What fears are holding you back from living your fullest life? Thanks for watching, and if this story moved you, please consider liking and subscribing for more content that celebrates the strength of the human spirit. See you next time.